everybody, the Great Dino Ranger here again, back with another review. Again, we are going off course with our normal Christmas schedule, and we're going to take a look at the Jurassic World Dominion Roar Strikers Ichthyovenator. So this is another Spinosaur that I was super happy to get, and it's another Spinosaur species to add to the collection of numerous different species of Spinosaur. And I'm just super excited because this is such a unique species, and I'm loving it in the packaging so far. So here's a brief look at the packaging. It's our normal Dominion packaging we've been taking a look at for a while now, actually. And I believe this is the last of the newer species of the Dominion line for the Roar Strikers. So yay, I finally completed all the new species. Here's the back of it. Got some FactSet information in the render showing you can press down for it to roar, and some other dinosaurs, the Rajasaurus, Pteranodon, and Triceratops. The Triceratops is the only one that I want out of all those. I do not really care for the Pteranodon or the Rajasaurus. But anyways, that's a brief look at the packaging. Let's go ahead and take a closer look at it. Alrighty, so here we have the Ichthyovenator out of the package. This is a very nice dinosaur here, a new species into the Mattel line, and obviously a new Spinosaur, so that's always a welcome. But it just looks really cool. You can definitely tell it's an Ichthyovenator because of the notch in the sail there. I'm digging the whole tail, which we'll get into a little later. But yeah, everything about this figure just looks really nice. I'm really happy with this, and this one is a figure that I've been trying to get a hold of for a while now, and I'm super happy to finally have it. So just taking a look at the figure here as a whole, it looks very nice. I think it looks very much like a Spinosaur, I guess. It has like that classic Spinosaur look, just with the unique different sail structures that all these different species have, or most of them anyways. But yeah, it just looks really cool. Starting off with the head here, you can definitely see how the head's very, I guess, crocodilian-like, but also very Spinosaur-like because of the whole notch here in the front of the snout. And obviously it's elongated, but it looks really nice. All the different scales that they have on the head, the larger scales, kind of give this head a little bit more of a crocodile-like head, and it gives it like that rough and robust look to it, and a little bit in the texturing too, so that looks really good. But yeah, it's a mix of all these larger pebbled scales that you'd see on crocodilians, and it looks really nice, especially around the head area. It's interesting that they didn't give Ichthyovenator the signature crest in the middle of its head here. Instead, they replaced it with these two smaller crest ridges that are in front of the eyes, kind of like the Jurassic Park 3 Spinosaurus. Spinosaurus had a little crest on the middle of its snout there, but then they just give it these two little notches instead, so that's very interesting. And I'm pretty sure, I'm not entirely certain, but I do not see any nostrils on this dinosaur whatsoever. I thought maybe up here would be it, here in the little crest notch area, because it's like a little dip there. But yeah, I don't really see where it could be a nostril. I mean, looking on this side, it just all depends where the shadows land. So yeah, there is no nostrils sculpted on this guy, which is very interesting. Not sure if that was a mistake or that was intended to be, but that's a very interesting. Sometimes you get dinosaurs with no nostrils, or dinosaurs with nostrils placed in weird areas, such as some of the other dinosaurs we reviewed recently. Another weird but really unique trait is there is no teeth on the front part of the snout. All Spinosaurs had teeth in the front of their snout, going up into the notch here and up in the front, but no, it is completely toothless up there, so it's very gummy, I guess. But cool enough, the lower jaw has these two teeth sticking out here that actually sit right in the notches, the skull notch right there, which is very interesting. Spinosaurs do not have teeth that go into and rest on the notches up there. They would just be hiding underneath. But this is a very interesting and a very cool, unique look for this dinosaur. It makes it stand out from all the other Spinosaurs that were released. So yeah, it's really cool. And looking at it head on, just looks like an old man that has missing teeth and is just chomping his gummy mouth, which is pretty funny, but it's very interesting. Not sure if it'd be really easy catching fish without any teeth here, but you know, this is Jurassic World. They're not entirely supposed to look 100% accurate, and it's got very few amount of teeth on the lower jaw, which again in real life would have had more, especially here in the middle part between these two teeth. So it's a very interesting. The inside of the mouth is nicely sculpted, especially the tongue has some nice texturing going on it. So it's really nice. Here in the lower jaw, more smooth texturing skin detail going on here, with a little bit of a piece of folded skin hanging off of the jaw here that kind of continues down to the neck. And here on the upper part of the lower jaw, you get nice rows of scales that are applied throughout, except for the bottom, which is more like a smooth, wrinkly texture. And then moving on to the neck here, you get more of like this wrinkly textured look that's not really scales, but it's like a rough, dried, cracked skin a little bit, with some nice osteoderms going up along here, which then continue along the body. Then on the bottom, it's more of that smoother, wrinkly skin folds. And you get the start of a sail here that continues from the top of the head and continues there. Would have been nice if it would be fully continued there, but that's all because of the action feature, so that's okay. I also like too how with the tail, it's connected. There's no movement with the tail, so it's not breaking up the sculpt like the Irritator was, but so that's really nice. Anyways, back to here. But yeah, that's just the head, the overall head sculpt of this Ichthyovenator, and it's really pleasing me. I'm loving the uniqueness of this design, or of this dinosaur. Moving on with the body here, you get some nice of that texturing going down throughout the body there. Here with the arm here, very nice textured feeling on the arm. And here are the hands, very nice scale ridges on the hands, and nice 3-finger claws. And I believe the hands are webbed, but they're very large too. They start like skinny arms and they turn into bigger arms, almost like if these hands were used for helping it swim by scooping the water as it swims, you know? I guess that's kind of reminds me of when you have huge hands like that and that are webbed. So that's just the way how I think of it. But it looks really nice. And you get some nice larger osteoderm pebbles all over the back here. And they actually continue all the way down to this part of the tail. But very nice texturing all the way through. And on the underside, it's a lot more smoother texturing, which actually continues basically throughout the tail until it gets to about here, which is a little bit more of that rough texture. The sail is very nicely sculpted. Nice little line textures in between there. You can see the famous notch here in the sail, which is a famous characteristic of Ichthyovenator. Moving on with the leg, you got some nice muscle definition showing up there and some really nice texture. Look at that detailed. I like this texturing detail on this dinosaur. It basically covers the entire body, but it looks really nice. And the feet are looking nice as well with the detail and everything. Would have been nice if the toe claws are painted, but with the color of this dinosaur, it really doesn't bother me too much. So I think it's fine. Then moving on with the tail, got some more of that nice texturing that continues all the way down the tail. Same with these little osteoderm bumps there. And then the tail, I love Mattel when they make Spinosaurs, at least now, because they're giving it that famous paddle-like tail that has been a thing ever since it was discovered in Spinosaurus. So I like how Mattel has been adding that to various Spinosaurs that they make. Kind of shows how they're paying attention with all of the different scientific research that can be found. It's very fish-like, very fish-like patterning here. At least that's majority of the Spinosaurus sails that Mattel's make. They're very fish-like. And I like how the skin that's in between each notches here is kind of not present here, so it's almost like this part was ripped during battle or has taken a bite out of it. So I love that. Makes it look naturalistic. You're not going to see a dinosaur or an animal with a perfect sail. You're going to see it ripped, some of the tissue ripped in some areas. So that looks really nice. Very unique looking choice right there. It just looks very unique to me. And same with down here, some nice texturing. But yeah, I really love the tail and just the overall look of this new dinosaur. I have no problems with it whatsoever, as of right now. So yeah, it looks really nice. The colors are looking nice as well. I love the colors. I know it was originally supposed to be darker based on promotional images. The dark colors would have been nice, but I do like this one. Very aquatic, like, in the light green for the sails. Perfect touch. It stands out. Majority of this dinosaur is like this blue and a turquoise color mix, so that looks really nice. And you get a nice orange eye with a blue pupil. You get like this nice light green for the patterning around the face, and the entire sail is pretty much painted with some darker colors for the sail here, which looks really nice. Would have wished maybe this darker patterning would have been on this side of the sail as well, and maybe a little bit on the tail. But I do love how this part of the sail is painted. Usually you don't see that in a lot of Mattel Spinosaurus, so I really like how they added the color here, so makes it look a lot more better. Inside of the mouth is nicely painted with this nice fleshy mouth color, and the teeth are like a lighter cream color, and the bottom jaw is like this lightish brown beige color. Would have been nice for it if were to continue down the neck, or obviously throughout the entire underside, but at least down in the neck would have made it flow better, make it have it transition, you know, kind of like how this light green of the tail is transitioning into the bluish color, which honestly I love how the tail is green. Makes the fin or the paddle stands out more, though I kind of wish maybe this blue color would have been on the entire tail and the light green would have been present on only the sail structure. I think that would have been really cool to see as well. I don't know, it just kind of looks weird if it's if the entire tail is all green, in my opinion. But I think it would have been nice if this whole thing was blue with the green sail. But that's just my opinion. But other than that, it's a really nice, solid figure, and I'm really happy with this thing. Yeah, just looks awesome. Articulation-wise, the arms can go full 360. Hopefully you guys saw that. Full 360, and they can pivot in and out, so very nice range of motion there. And the legs can also move, much like the other roar striker dinosaurs. They can move independently with like these weird click movements, but it's cool because it makes it click in different areas. The tail can also rotate, which obviously there's no need to do that because it breaks up the sculpt. And also to mention, there's a little bit of the sail that continues down here to the backside, so that's really cool. Mattel's really nice at adding these different touches and detail hidden on the figure that sometimes we have to look twice to see it. Here's the scan code hidden in the sail, which looks really nice. It's not standing out like some of the other dinosaurs with like a weird button looking thing, but this one actually stands out a lot with the sail, so much like the Dimetrodons that Mattel has been producing. So you can see, very nice. Here's the scan code. For the action feature, it's just like your normal typical roar strikers. You just push down on the dinosaur, its head moves and its jaws open and close, and it makes a roaring sound effect. So let's take a look at that. So yeah, very nice action feature. Again, it's really nice not having a button. You just, this would be nice for like when kids play, they can just move the dinosaur and just push it, you know. But yeah, I like the action features and I love the sounds. I can't recognize any of the sounds. I don't know what any of them are, but they sound new and different, so I think that's an A+ for me. They're not reusing any dinosaur sounds, though I would have been fine if they reused like Spinosaurus or Baryonyx sounds, because this is a Spinosaur. But yeah, the sounds are very nice and kind of fit with this dinosaur, this cool crocodilian fish looking, well, fish eater, I guess. But yeah, a very nice figure overall. For size comparisons, here it is next to a human figure. Here we got a mercenary, and I think it's a very perfect match. Not too familiar with how big Ichthyovenator really is, but I think this matches pretty well, in my opinion. And here we have it. Here is the Ichthyovenator scaled up with all of the Spinosaurs that Mattel has made for us throughout the years. Starting from biggest to smallest, we got obviously Spinosaurus, then we got Suchomimus, then Siamosaurus, obviously Ichthyovenator, then Irritator, and then obviously my favorite, Baryonyx. So it's really nice to have all these different varieties of Spinosaurs, and I love how unique they all look within each other. Which I think is probably one of the coolest things that Mattel has been doing, is just making them look unique, especially ones that have sails and cool little tail paddle looking structures. At least like with these four here, they look really nice with the different sail structures that they possess. Alrighty, so that's about to wrap it up for this review. I am super happy with this figure. There aren't any dislikes I have about this figure, other than maybe, you know, adding in some paint in certain areas. But other than that, this is a very solid figure, and I'm glad to have a new Spinosaur added to Mattel's Jurassic Park collection, and it's a unique one at that. I love the little notch in the sail. It's already unique enough with that feature. But yeah, very nice figure, nice action features, nice colors, nice sounds, and just overall nice sculpt. But yeah, super happy overall. So I hope you guys enjoyed this review, and I'll see you guys again for the next one.